Stop wasting time on setup and get straight to the code. The Amazon Web Services team just launched create-aws-sdk-repro to help you generate ready-to-run projects for the AWS SDK for JavaScript v3 in seconds. You pick your service, operation, and environment, and the tool handles the imports, credentials, and error handling so you can focus entirely on testing and troubleshooting your apps.
Your brand new iPhone deserves the best protection, and the iLume 3-pack screen protector plus 3-pack camera lens protector has you covered. Don't take risks with your iPhone. Click the link in the video description to shop now on Amazon.
Next up, we are looking at the markets where UiPath Inc. is facing some heavy turbulence today. Shares of Path have dropped significantly after news broke that Amazon Web Services is ramping up their own AI agents to automate technical tasks, putting direct pressure on the automation leader. Traders are clearly rattled, and the stock is reacting as investors rethink the long-term moat for this automation giant. The debate over how to manage AI agents is heating up between the biggest players in cloud. Amazon Web Services is pushing a fast, configuration-heavy harness approach through Bedrock Agent Core, while Google is betting on a centralized control environment similar to how Kubernetes manages massive server fleets. It is a fundamental clash of strategies on how to keep large-scale AI operations stable and reliable. Finally, we are celebrating 30 years of excellence with the American Welding Society as they mark National Welding Month. From infrastructure to aerospace, they are highlighting the skilled welders and engineers who build our world, featuring everything from special podcasts to industry giveaways to inspire the next generation. For more updates, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you never miss a beat. Ever spent hours just trying to get a basic AWS SDK integration to run, only to get lost in a sea of documentation and dependency hell? We've all been there, and frankly, it's a productivity killer. Well, Amazon just dropped a total game changer called create-aws-sdk-repro, and it's about to make your life a whole lot easier. Think of this tool as a shortcut to sanity. Instead of manually stitching together imports and credential handlers, you just answer a few prompts, pick your service, your operation, and your environment, and the tool spits out a fully wired-up, ready-to-run project in seconds. It's perfect for when you're prototyping a new idea, but it's even better for troubleshooting. If you've ever had to report an SDK bug, you know the struggle of creating a clean, isolated reproduction. This tool handles that setup for you, stripping away all the framework noise so you can isolate the problem, share it on GitHub, and get a resolution fast. Whether you're working in Node.js, running a browser-based app with Vite and Cognito, or even building for React Native, the CLI has you covered. It even includes autocomplete for services and regions, so you don't have to go digging through docs just to find the right package name. It's all about removing the friction of configuration so you can actually get to the coding part. Now, a quick heads up. While the tool itself is free and doesn't incur costs, just remember that any actual API calls you make will still follow standard AWS pricing. Make sure to clean up any Cognito pools or IAM roles if you were just testing the waters in a browser environment. If you want to save yourself the headache of boilerplate setup next time you fire up a project, give create-aws-sdk-repro a shot. Check out the link in the description to head over to their GitHub, and if you find it useful, leave the team some feedback. After all, why waste your time on setup when you could be building something incredible? What's the biggest pain point you've faced with the AWS SDK? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more dev-focused deep dives. Is your software moat actually a mirage? That is exactly the question traders are screaming today as UiPath stock takes a sharp 6.5% dive. When a titan like AWS whispers about AI agents, the market doesn't just listen, it panics. Let's break down why Path is under the microscope and whether this is a trap or a massive opportunity. First, let's look at the tape. Path has been drifting lower for weeks, sliding from the low 11s down toward the $10 psychological floor. Even before today's headlines, the sentiment was already fragile. But now, with news that AWS is doubling down on AI agents for technical support and automation, the bears have found their narrative. Traders are rightfully worried. If AWS integrates these tools directly into the cloud stack, does a standalone player like UiPath lose its edge? That fear alone is enough to compress valuation multiples, regardless of what the earnings sheet says. But here's the interesting part, and this is where the nuance comes in. Look at the actual financials. UiPath isn't some pre-revenue science project. We are talking about nearly $500 million in quarterly revenue, gross margins north of 80%, and a solid cash pile of over $800 million. This is a mature, cash-generating machine, not a speculative penny stock. With a debt-to-equity ratio of nearly 0, the company has a fortress of a balance sheet, giving them the flexibility to pivot, upgrade their tech, and fight back against the cloud giants. So, what does this mean for you? We're looking at a classic tug-of-war. On one side, you have the momentum sellers reacting to the competitive threat from Oz. On the other, you have value-focused traders who see a high-margin business trading at levels that might just be oversold. Remember the golden rule. The market doesn't care about your opinion, it cares about price action. If we see a clean break below those recent lows, expect more selling pressure. But if the stock starts to reclaim those technical levels, those aggressive bounce traders are going to be watching very closely. Bottom line, don't get emotional. Whether you're looking at this as a dip buying opportunity or a reason to stay on the sidelines, discipline is your best friend. Adapt to the price action, protect your capital, and keep your head on a swivel because, in this market, the landscape shifts in a heartbeat. If you found this breakdown helpful, hit that subscribe button and join our community of active traders for more real-time market insights. What's your take? Is the sell-off in UiPath an overreaction? Drop a comment below, and let's keep the conversation going. Ever wonder how companies keep track of the growing army of AI agents running behind the scenes? It's not just about building them anymore, it's about managing the chaos. As businesses move from simple chatbots to autonomous agents that handle data, emails, and even payments, we're witnessing a major showdown between the two tech titans, Oz and Google. Both are racing to solve the same problem, but their philosophies couldn't be more different. Let's start with Oz, the speed demon of the group. Amazon's approach is all about the harness. Think of it as a pre-built framework where developers define the agent's role, the model it uses, and the specific tools at its disposal. With their updated Bedrock agent core, what used to take days of grueling infrastructure setup, dealing with computing resources, security, and storage now happens in just minutes with a simple configuration file. It's a dream for teams that need to experiment fast and deploy even faster. But then you have Google, which is taking a page out of their legendary Kubernetes playbook. Instead of focusing just on speed, Google's Gemini Enterprise is all about centralized control. Imagine having a mission control dashboard for your AI fleet. You can oversee who is using which agent, enforce strict compliance rules, and monitor exactly what those agents are doing in real time. It's a bird's-eye view designed for scalability and governance. Now, why does this matter? Well, early on, managing 1 or 2 AI bots was a breeze. But as these agents start running for days on end, they can suffer from state drift. Basically, they get confused, rely on stale data, or start clashing with one another. When that happens, your company's trust in AI evaporates instantly. That's why the industry is shifting from a build as fast as possible mentality to one that prioritizes ironclad control. Whether you're leaning toward the rapid deployment framework of Oz or the centralized command of Google, one thing is clear. The era of the autonomous workforce is here, and the management layer is officially the new battlefield. Which approach do you think will win out in the long run, raw speed or total oversight? Let us know in the comments below, and don't forget to hit subscribe for more deep dives into the tools shaping our digital future. Ever wonder what actually holds our world together? It is not just bolts and rivets, it is the intense, precise, and literal heat of the welding industry. This April, we are hitting a massive milestone, 30 years of National Welding Month. Since 1996, the American Welding Society has been dedicated to shining a light on the tradespeople, engineers, and visionaries who literally build the skeleton of our modern civilization. From the towering skyscrapers that define our skylines to the pipelines powering our homes and the aerospace tech reaching for the stars, welding isn't just a job, it's the bedrock of global progress. As AWS Executive Director Carrie Chen puts it, these are the professionals who make modern life possible. But this month is about more than just celebrating past achievements. It is about bridging the gap to the next generation. Whether you are a seasoned veteran or someone just curious about picking up the torch, there is a way for you to plug in. You can head over to Instagram for the My Welding Story series, catch the latest insights on the Weld Wednesday podcast, or even participate in the video challenge to share your own journey. Plus, if you are looking to level up, AWS is offering some sweet deals, including 35% off the welding handbook and a chance to win some high-end gear, like a custom Oz helmet. But the most impactful part of this celebration might be the Thank a Mentor initiative. Think back to the person who first handed you a helmet or taught you the ropes. This is your chance to give them the shout-out they truly deserve. And if you really want to pay it forward, consider becoming an AWS Workforce Torchbearer. A small monthly pledge helps fund the scholarships and training programs that ensure our industry keeps growing stronger every year. So jump into the conversation using the hashtag NWM2026. Whether you are sharing your story or supporting the future of the craft, your voice adds to the legacy of this essential trade. Dive into all the details at Weld, NG/NWM 2026, and celebrate the people who spark innovation every single day. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button and tell us in the comments. Who was the mentor that first sparked your interest in the trade? Remember, every great structure started with a single, perfect weld. What will you build next?